Okay, folks, first and foremost, I just wanted to say all my prayers goes to the victim of the Minnesota shooting. So far, the cause is still ongoing, but I haven't heard any investigation, or in this case, any results from the investigation yet, because right now, there's still speculation at this time. Although Grummz, I don't know why Grummz made a tweet that is controversial, saying that he is comparing with a trans bullet. Here, let me show you.
Grummz is getting cooked on Twitter, and it's over a tweet that has to do with this recent tragic, disgusting, violent killing of, some children at a church. Or no, I'm sorry, maybe it might have been a Christian school. I do apologize for that. So we got to talk about it. Does Grummz have a point? People being a little bit too hard on him? I don't know. We're going to get into it. So for those of you who don't know, okay, maybe you don't watch the news, apparently there was a Troonie killing dispatch. And I'm not talking about of the variety where somebody went out and killed a troon. I'm talking about where a troon decided, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go slaughter some MAGAs. You know what I'm saying? So they picked up a gun, loaded it up, smiled in the mirror, went down to this church or this school, wherever it happened, and started opening fire, just guns blazing.
Oh, and also, the mainstream media said that this person, in this case his motive, is a mystery. The problem is, there's no mystery because the evidence are already online. He posted it. There was enough evidence, there was enough motive. Yet the mainstream media says the motive remains a mystery. So why is that? Let's continue.
And I'm pretty sure they hit more than those two kids, but they actually ended the lives of two kids. You can see right here, this is a tweet that he put out. He says Hassan did this too, and you'll get the context of that when we get to the tweet that he's actually getting cooked for. Okay, this comes from Charlie Kirk. Evidence is emerging of the suspected shooter in Minneapolis, and appears to be a psychotic, manic, 22-year-old young man, possible troon, who left an 11-minute manifesto video on YouTube just hours before the massacre happened. The video has been taken down. The suspect wrote notes on the weapons he used, including "Delete Trump," okay, "Where is your God?" "Burn Israel," and "6 million was not enough." He had a human-shaped target with Jesus' face attached to it. So you can see some of these images. These images are a little bit disturbing for those of you who are light at heart. So you see there, "Burn Israel," "Such is life." Yeah, dude was on something. Okay, there you go. "Delete Trump now." 6 million, was it enough? "Delete Donald Trump." Yeah. So there you go. So the weirdo was on something. All right. There's a tweet. Here's another one from Grummz where he says Blizzard and Gearbox devs encouraged the Minneapolis shooting too. Again, we're gonna come back to the context of that from the original tweet that he put out. And this was back in January, right? When it was revealed that there were associates at Activision Blizzard calling for the murder of people who voted for Donald Trump, saying things like "kill your local MAGA." Damn, I should have said delete. Damn, I'm an idiot.
That's okay, Atreus. I forgive you. Don't forget, I'm Asian, and I think most Asian or Malaysia, we rarely get punished for saying that word. I know you hate the guy, but do you really have to go this far? I don't know, guys. Usually, in my country, when one person hates another politician or they don't like that politician or anything, they don't go this far, okay? They just express their concern. Probably they vote for somebody else. Simple as that. They just continue to vote with the person, or in this case, the politician they choose. And I'm referring to in my country, Malaysia. And guess what? Even if they lose, they don't resort to this. Yes, they protest, but they don't resort to this kind of BS.
Technical artist and associate art director of Gearbox both wish death to 50% of America in a post and likes to their public Facebook. So let's see if we can look back at that and get a good look, gobble out of that. Here it is. Here he's got Kyle Hickey. Okay, Kyle Hickey says "delete your local MAGA," and you can see several people like it, including the associate art director at Gearbox and lead concept artist Max Davenport, who liked the post that says "delete your local MAGA." These people hate you. They want to see you dead. They want to see you gone. And I think that while maybe this is an isolated event, maybe it's not, I think you guys need to take this seriously, and that these weirdos are on something. And me, I always take the position that I don't think any man is pussy. Okay? Any man that tells me he's gonna beat my ass, that he's gonna delete me, he's gonna do whatever, I take him seriously. That way, when the popos ask, why did you blow his head off? Sir, he said he was gonna do X, Y, Z. I took him seriously. I was defending myself. That's how I feel about it. Motherfuckers be saying dumb shit like, oh, you think I'm scared of you? No, I'm not asking you to be scared, motherfucker. I'm asking you to be serious so that I don't feel any remorse when I blow your damn head off.
Also, they had to put back mental asylum because mental illness in America is probably through the roof. I overheard some creator says they're like, what, number 38 something on mental illness or mental health care? Jeez, what's wrong with these people? Listen, if you don't like it, don't even go resort to this, okay? What the hell are you doing?
Okay, but anyway, let's get back to Grummz. So this is the tweet that Grummz originally put out. And this is why he's saying, you can see from the other post, he's saying, did this too. And the reason why he's saying this is because he's trying to, it's a little bit of, I gotta admit, it's a little bit of damage control. And I want to remind you guys, I like Grummz. You know what I'm saying? We're not friends. We're more like colleagues, but he's obviously got a much bigger platform than I do. We've been on a couple of shows together. As a matter of fact, we've been on New Black Street. We had him on New Black Street. And we obviously know the criticism around him. He hasn't finished his game that he's supposed to finish. And I understand all of that. Although, I got to be honest with you, I go to his Twitter for a lot of news. Not that he's like the source of the news, but I know wherever the source is, he's going to have it on his page. So I visit Grummz's page quite frequently when I'm looking for context for video game and movie news, especially video game news. And so when I come over here and I see this, I'm like, that's in poor taste. That's in poor taste. While I think it's absolutely positively stupid that Call of Duty would put this in a game, I think it's a massive reach.
The investigation, I'm 100% certain the investigation on this mass shooting is still ongoing, okay? They didn't have anything, although the motive is there because the news media, New York Times, says the motive is a mystery. Okay, then why did he post pictures in social media? Like Twitter. I think it's still there. The pictures that he posted, the shooter, well, the video is no longer there because it's already been taken down by YouTube. Good job, YouTube. At least you did one thing right.
I think it's absolutely positively stupid that Call of Duty would put this in a game. I think it's a massive reach for you to say that because Call of Duty put trans bullets in a game, that caused for a psychotic trans man, whatever the hell he's supposed to be, to go out and delete innocent people. I think that's a reach. I think that's a massive reach. You see Hypnotic down there. He says Call of Duty didn't do any of this. Mental illness going unchecked and genuinely unhelped, actually advocated for, supported, is the true problem. Blaming video games for violence will never be it. You know what's funny? What's funny is, after Hypnotic said that, that actually makes me want to defend Grummz here, because maybe Grummz is right. What Hypnotic said, let me zoom in on this so y'all can get a good little gobble out of what Hypnotic said. Oops, it's too far. Okay, what Hypnotic is saying here is Call of Duty didn't do any of this. Mental illness going unchecked and genuinely unhelped.
There was one creator, Optimus. He did specify that mental illness is always the main key factor on any of these mass shooting when they blame video games. I mean, America's like what, number 38 or something when it comes to mental health crisis? I don't know. Mental health issues in the US is a main problem. How come other countries, you know what, let's take Japan for example. Japan has the largest video game consumption, okay? And also China. China and Japan has the largest video game consumption. Their gun violence is less. Think about that for a second. If Japan and China has the largest video game consumption, How come their gun violence is low? Haha, think about that, folks.
If we introduce the idea that Call of Duty did contribute to this, because instead of calling out the Troon's ideology as mental illness, they enabled it by putting Troonie bullets in the game, thus enabling their mindset. I don't know. Maybe Grummz has a point. Damn, Hypno, I ain't think you. Damn, you don't want. I ain't saying you won the argument. Grummz replied to him and said, mainstreaming trans ideology to kids is the problem. Fair enough. Hypno says, well, yes, that's precisely what I'm saying. They mainstream the Troon ideology. I keep messing it up, guys. Through all forms of media, gaming, least of them, all, but it's still there. They've been mainstreaming Troonie ideology through TV shows, and so I think Hypnotic just, he's like, nah, bro, don't start blaming games. I think that's the point he's taking. Grummz is being Jack Thompson. Please, Grummz, don't go that route. Somebody said spot on. Didn't it get scientifically proven that games don't cause people to be more violent beyond rage quitting? I mean, I've been playing Mech Warriors since before I was 13, as well as every other violent game like an old God of War games and so on. Never responded violence in real life. Well, I can't say that. I've been in plenty of fights, you know what I'm saying, growing up.
Just in case, before I continue this, I need to do this logic, okay? I want to be on the safe side in case some of these idiots try to blame video games again, okay? Let me put you in my situation. When I was in preschool, my first mature rated game was House of the Dead, and by the people who hate gamers or video games, such as Collective Shout, Jack Thompson, in their logic, I should be desensitized to violence. No, I'm not, and I'm still here, still surviving. So what's their argument? First off, again, the mainstream media will say that motive remains a mystery. We all know if this was a white person or a white male, they say, oh, here is the evidence, here is the motive. This is the hypocrisy of the journalists in general, mostly in the West, okay? In America and Canada, also United Kingdom. So again, my hearts and prayers goes to the victims. I hope they recover this, because remember, this is a school. People don't recover, and I feel sorry for those kids. I mean, how are they going to grow up at this point? The mental illness in the US really needs to be addressed, which I hope President Donald Trump addresses it.
Well done, Griffin. Now we got this airfield secured, we can get a foothold on this island and start pushing the Japanese back. We're through retreating, lad. America's back in this war.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, gaming theories, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my first, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.